The alien students arrived on Earth with a lot of noise and bright lights. They came from a faraway system called the Zinari Dominion. Their ship landed in New York City, and people gathered to watch. The students stepped out wearing glowing suits and tall boots that made them look even taller. They were not friendly. At first, people were excited. Earth had been trying to make friends with other species for years. This was supposed to be a cultural exchange program. Humans would teach the aliens about life on Earth, and the aliens would share what they knew too. But the Zinari students didn't want to learn. They laughed at everything, our clothes, our food, even our language. One of them, named Korak, started making videos online. He stood in front of famous places like the Eiffel Tower or the Grand Canyon and made fun of humans. "Look at this," he said in one video, holding up a hamburger. "They eat meat stuck between bread. It's like they don't know how to cook." He posted more clips every day. Sometimes he pretended to cry while listening to human music. Other times, he compared humans to monkeys. People started getting angry. Some humans tried to talk to the students, but the aliens just ignored them or made jokes. One student threw a sandwich at a teacher during a school visit. Governments talked about it, but no one wanted to cause trouble. They were afraid the Zinari might start a war if they were offended. So, nothing was done. On the edge of town, a man named Ethan watched these videos late at night. He used to be in the military. Now he worked as a security guard at a spaceport. He saw how the aliens treated his planet and felt something deep inside him change. Shame turned into anger. "We're not animals," he whispered to himself one night, watching another video of Korak laughing at humans around the world. Others felt the same way. Protests began. People held signs saying, "No respect, no peace, and Earth is not a joke." But the aliens kept going. They thought they were safe. They thought humans would never fight back. They were wrong. The world had enough. After months of insults and disrespect, the Earth Council finally made a decision. They issued a formal order. All Zinari students must leave Earth within 30 days. It was a clear message. Earth would not tolerate being treated like a joke anymore. But the aliens didn't take it seriously. Korak posted another video. He stood in front of the White House with a big smile on his face. "Look at this," he said, holding up the official ban notice. "They think they can tell us what to do?" Then he tore the paper into pieces and threw them in the air like confetti. His friends laughed. Some of them danced while others filmed everything. The video went viral in hours. Instead of leaving, they stayed and acted even worse. They started calling humans names in public. They broke into museums and changed exhibits to make fun of human history. One night, they hacked city billboards and replaced the ads with images of monkeys wearing glasses and fake human faces. People were furious. Protests turned into riots. Governments tried to calm things down, but nothing worked. Diplomats talked to the Zinari leaders, hoping they would control their students. But the Zinari government ignored them. On the edge of town, Ethan watched it all unfold. He sat in his small apartment with his laptop open, reading news and watching videos. He used to be a soldier, but now he felt helpless. He saw how people looked at each other like they had lost something important. One night he met with an old friend named Maya. She used to work as an engineer for the space defense program. Now she fixed broken machines for a living. "We can't just sit here and watch," Ethan said. Maya nodded. "I know, but what can we do? We're not soldiers anymore, and Earth won't fight back." Ethan leaned forward. "What if there was a way?" Maya raised an eyebrow. "What are you talking about?" He pulled out a worn-out notebook filled with notes and sketches. "There's a ship. An old warship. No one talks about it, but I think it still exists." Maya frowned. "A ship? What kind of ship?" Ethan smiled. "A dangerous one." Ethan showed Maya the old notebook. It was full of sketches, notes, and bits of classified reports he had collected over the years. Most people thought it was just a rumor, but Ethan believed it was real. "The Black Maw," he said, pointing at a rough drawing of a dark, sharp-edged ship. It was built for war but never used. They said it was lost. Maya looked at him carefully. If it was lost, how do you know it's still out there? Because I found something, Ethan said. He opened his laptop and pulled up an old military log. It mentioned a deep space station near Neptune, the last known location of the Black Maw. Maya read through the file, her eyes widened. This could be real. They knew what they were getting into would be dangerous. No one had official permission to go looking for a ship that wasn't supposed to exist. But neither of them cared anymore. With what little money they had, they bought tickets on a salvager ship heading toward the outer solar system. The crew didn't ask many questions. Most of them were ex-military or former engineers like Maya, people who had been left behind by time and progress. Weeks passed as the ship traveled deeper into space. The closer they got to Neptune, the more nervous everyone became. The area was empty, cold, and quiet. Then, one day, they saw it. A huge, broken station floated in orbit around a moon. It looked abandoned, but not destroyed. Lights flickered inside. Something was still alive in there. They docked carefully. Wearing suits and carrying tools, Ethan and Maya stepped inside. Dust filled the halls. Wires hung from the walls. The silence was heavy. They searched for hours until they found it, the launch bay. And there, sitting in the dark, was the Black Maw. It was smaller than they expected, but powerful looking. Its hull was black and smooth, with no visible weapons or markings. It looked like a shadow made of metal. Maya walked up to the side of the ship and placed her hand on it. It's still active. Ethan smiled. Then we're not too late. They worked fast, using Maya's knowledge and Ethan's determination. Slowly, they brought systems back online. Lights turned on. Displays blinked. And then, a voice spoke, through the speakers. Welcome aboard. The Black Maw was awake, and somewhere on Earth, the alien students were still laughing. They wouldn't be for long. The Black Maw was alive again, humming with power after years of silence. Ethan and Maya worked non-stop to bring more systems online. The ship responded to their commands like it had been waiting for them. Maya found the main control room. It looked nothing like the cockpits she had seen before. There were no buttons or joysticks, just a round table in the center with glowing lines that changed when she moved her hands. This isn't just a ship, she whispered. It's smart. Ethan stood near a large screen showing Earth from space. He watched as new reports came in. The Zenari students were still on the planet, still making fun of humans. One of them had even started a live show called Earth Fails Again. They laughed every time a human tried something new. They think we're weak, Ethan said. They think they can do whatever they want. Maya looked up from the controls. Then maybe it's time we prove them wrong. She pressed a few symbols on the table. Lights turned on across the ship. Deep inside, something heavy powered. Up, a voice filled the room. Primary weapons online. Ethan felt a chill go down his spine. This wasn't just a warship. It was a weapon. They ran tests, carefully checking what the Black Maw could do. It could fly faster than any known ship. Its shields were unbreakable. And its main weapon? A single blast could wipe out an entire city, if used wrongly. But Maya found something else. A targeting system that could tell the difference between human and alien life. We don't have to hurt anyone, she said. We just have to make them leave. Ethan nodded. Let's send them a message they won't forget. Back on Earth, the world was watching. The governments had heard rumors about the Black Maw. Some leaders wanted to stop it. Others wanted to use it. But Ethan didn't care about politics. He sent one final warning to the Zenari students. It showed up on all their devices. Just a short message. You mocked us. You disrespected our home. Leave now, or face the consequences. The Anadia aliens laughed. Korak made another video. He held up the message and pretended to cry. Oh no, the humans are mad at us, he said, smiling. Tell us what to do, oh mighty humans. He threw the paper away and laughed again. They thought it was a joke. They were wrong. Ethan stood on the bridge of the Black Maw, looking at Earth. Below. Time to remind them who they're dealing with, he said. He gave the order. The Black Maw turned toward Earth, and it began its descent. The Black Maw moved through space like a shadow. No one saw it coming. Not the alien students, not the governments, not even the military satellites could track it. It arrived silently above Earth's atmosphere. The sky was clear. Cities were lit below. Life went on as usual. Then, without warning, the ship made itself known. A pulse spread from the Black Maw, quiet and invisible. It reached every satellite, every phone, every screen. All at once, everything went dark. People stopped what they were doing. Some thought it was a glitch. Others knew something bigger was happening. Then the message came. Across the world, every screen turned on again. And there, standing on the bridge of the Black Maw, was Ethan. His voice was calm but firm. You mocked us. You disrespected our home. You laughed when we asked you to leave. He looked straight into the camera. Well, now we're done asking. Back on the ground, the Zenari students watched in shock. Korak sat in his room holding his tablet. His live stream had just cut out. What is this? He said, looking around. Some kind of prank? But then another pulse hit. Not destructive, just enough to freeze them in place. The Black Maw locked onto their life signs. Its targeting system worked fast. Only non-human signals were marked. Ethan gave the order. A soft light flashed across the sky. And just like that, the alien students were gone. No buildings destroyed. No humans hurt. Just silence where the aliens once stood. In seconds, the world changed. News spread fast. People watched footage of the alien students disappearing. One moment they were laughing, the next, gone. Some humans cheered, others were stunned. Governments tried to respond, but no one knew what to say. On the Black Maw, Maya checked the systems. All targets neutralized, she said quietly. Ethan didn't smile. He didn't celebrate. We didn't do this for revenge, he said. We did this to show them we are not weak. Maya looked at him. Do you think they'll come back? Maybe, Ethan said. But next time, we won't give them a warning. The Black Maw turned in space, leaving Earth behind. It disappeared into the stars, ready for whatever came next. The Zenari Dominion did not take the loss of their students lightly. When news reached their homeworld, the ruling council was furious. They had never been challenged like this before. Never had a species struck back so quickly, so cleanly. To them, Earth had been nothing more than a primitive planet with no real power. But now that belief was shattered. Within days, the Zenari military began preparing for war. A massive fleet was assembled. Dozens of warships, hundreds of fighters, all armed to the teeth. Their mission was clear. Return to Earth and teach humanity a lesson they would never forget. But the Black Maw was already waiting. Deep in space, far beyond Mars, the dark ship floated silently. Ethan and Maya watched as the enemy fleet jumped into the solar system. Maya looked at the screen. They're coming fast. Ethan didn't move. Then we don't wait for them to reach Earth. He gave the order. The Black Maw vanished in a flash of light, reappearing right in front of the Zenari fleet. The aliens barely had time to react. A voice echoed across every Zenari ship. This is your only warning. Turn back now. Korak's father, who was leading the attack force, laughed. You think one ship can stop us? Before he could say more, the Black Maw fired. A single beam of light cut through space. It moved faster than any weapon the Zenari had ever seen. One by one, their ships exploded. Fighters were torn apart. Command centers went dark. It was over in minutes. When the dust cleared, only one Zenari cruiser remained. The rest were gone, turned to floating wreckage. Ethan opened a channel. You wanted war, he said. We gave you judgment. He paused, then added, leave. And if you come again, we won't stop at your ships. The surviving commander didn't hesitate. He ordered an immediate retreat. Back on Earth, people watched the footage in awe. The once mocked humans had just defeated an alien armada without losing a single life. Governments scrambled to respond. Some wanted to control the Black Maw. Others wanted to thank Ethan and Maya. But when they tried to find the ship, it was gone. No signal, no trace, just silence. And somewhere in the stars, the Black Maw kept moving, watching, waiting, because the universe now knew one thing for sure. Humanity was no longer weak. Years passed after the battle in space. Earth changed in ways no one could have predicted. The world was no longer seen as weak or easy to push around. Other alien species began watching humanity more closely. Some were impressed. Others were afraid. The Xenari never returned. After their defeat, they stayed far away from Earth. Their leaders spoke less about war and more about caution. They had learned a hard lesson, that even a young species could surprise the galaxy when pushed too far. On Earth, people remembered what happened. Children grew up hearing stories about the Black Maw, and the day humans stood tall among the stars. Some said it was built by secret human scientists. Others believed it was left behind by an ancient race, waiting for someone brave, enough to find it. But no one knew where it went after the battle. Ethan and Maya disappeared with the ship. No government could reach them. No signal could track them. They became legends. Sometimes strange reports came in, ships near dangerous worlds suddenly failing, alien raiders vanishing without a trace, and glowing lights seen in deep space. People whispered, "It's them again." In quiet corners of space, the Black Maw drifted like a ghost. It moved unseen, always watching, always ready. Inside the ship, Ethan sat at the main table, looking at maps of the galaxy. Maya worked nearby, checking systems and updating files. "You ever think about going back?" she asked. Ethan shook his head. "Not yet. We still have work to do." Maya smiled a little. "You sound like a hero." "I'm not a hero," he said. "I just want to make sure no one ever treats Earth like that again." Outside the window, stars filled the black sky. Far away, new threats waited. New enemies who didn't know the name Black Maw, but soon might. Ethan stood up and walked to the control panel. "Let them come," he said. "We'll be ready." The ship turned slowly, heading deeper into space. And somewhere in the cold silence between stars, the Black Maw kept its watch. Because the galaxy now knew one thing for sure. Humanity was not to be messed with.